we just heard from the two leaders there, and we expect more details, of course, will emerge in terms of what, of course, happens from here. But this is an important relationship that is being forged, that is being taken forward by the Indian Prime Minister as a part of his very first state visit to the United States of America.
Indeed, Saleh, the very fact that the American president started off by describing the India-US relationship as the most consequential relationship is an indication enough of the importance that the United States is attaching to its partnership with India, which in itself is indicative through the very fact that the Indian Prime Minister is here on a state visit. This is his maiden state visit here in the United States, only the third leader that the American president has invited. So the US and India both realizing the potential that the collaboration really has on multiple levels, be it defense industrial cooperation, being tech ties, being people-to-people ties, be it space, climate change, and as anticipated, all of those areas are finding a very prominent mention in that joint address by the two leaders as well. Like I said, the American president starting off at the outset mentioning India as a trusted partner and the significance that the relationship between the two sides really has. Just to take you over through some of the key pointers that have been mentioned. There was a mention about, first of all, the defense cooperation. We're also talking about the Artemis Accords, which will be bringing like-minded countries together on civil space exploration. Also looking at how U.S. Applied Materials also earlier announced the new semiconductor center for commercialization and innovation in India and lab research. A wide-ranging statement really coming in from the two leaders, touching upon the issue of climate change as well, where the American president has spoken about how the U.S. has caused considerable damage to climate change in the way it has developed over the past 300 years. A question also on China, where the president, in a way, shrugged off the Chinese complaints about his use of the word dictator to describe the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and said that he was simply speaking out the facts.
Absolutely, indeed, Molly. Do continue to stay on with this. So this, of course, is an important visit by the Indian Prime Minister. A whole host of different issues have, in fact, been spoken. And we also, in a short while from now, we expect the Indian Prime Minister to be addressing the joint sitting of the American Congress. But, Molly, looking at the terms of the specifics, the details that are coming out in terms of the various areas of convergence and the issues that are being spoken about, it does appear that, that India and the United States are gearing up for a new era in terms of defense cooperation, because the Americans, it does appear, because of the allies that they want in taking on China, are more willing than ever before to transfer technology to India. And this, of course, is going to make a big difference. And the Americans are also trying really hard to wean India away from India's dependence on Russian military hardware. Now, you've been speaking to people out there. How successful do you think the Americans can actually be in trying to wean India away from the Russian military hardware that we continue to import from the Russians?
Right, Saleh, and even in our conversations with the experts here in Washington, D.C., they have spoken about how there is a growing realization here in the United States of the importance that India has as a trusted partner when it comes to defense cooperation, but also when it comes to countering China. And that is the reason why, in part, why the United States is going out of its way to cement this relationship with India on multiple levels. Having said that, of course, we are aware that defense cooperation and tech ties have been underpinning the Indian Prime Minister's visit here. The initiative on critical and emerging technology, which has been one of the crucial aspects of this visit, the sharing of technology and the lifting of barriers overall. Also, how the defense partnership is set to propel the strategic relationship further when it comes to the specifics that have been discussed in the run-up to the visit as well. How the decision to jointly manufacture jet engines would put India in an exclusive club of countries only 4 countries so far that have mastered jet engine technology. Also, the sharing of technology, which, as one of the experts pointed out in our conversations, is something that was long due, and which is the reason why now that the United States and India are taking that step forward, there will be multiple outcomes as a result of that.
Absolutely.
Because there will be a domino effect as far as the ISET initiative is concerned as well.
Absolutely indeed, Molly. Thank you very much indeed for joining us and getting us all those updates there. We'll of course come back to you as more details emerge in this developing story. So this of course is the big update. The Indian Prime Minister and the American President Joe Biden have concluded their bilateral meeting. They also came and took questions from the press there. And that, of course, was a pretty important press briefing by the two leaders. And we'll slip into a short break now. More news and updates will continue on the other side as we continue to track the Indian Prime Minister's first ever state visit to the United States of America. And some time from now, we expect the Indian Prime Minister to also be addressing the joint sitting of the American Congress. He'll be doing this the second time. No other Indian leader in India's independent history has ever done this. And this, of course, puts Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a league of his own.